Just the Tips.
All right, everybody, it's Adam and Mike with Just the Tips podcast, episode 84, section 1.
Yeah, dude. Yep. 1 of 10, right?
1 of 10 because we're going to bring you in succession the 10 Commandments that we talked about in our one podcast. We got such good feedback, we're going to expound on it with a 10-part mini-series that'll probably be picked up by Netflix in the fall, I would think.
The problem is, dude, nothing with you and talking is mini. No, I'll be honest. Like, I'm more excited about this probably to talk about this than I ever have been when it comes to talking on podcasts, right? Like you generally do most of the talking. We'll say. I mean, everybody knows.
All right.
Are we on 83?
Well, like I said, this
really?
is something that you're really passionate about, though.
It is.
Golf course etiquette has become like the thing that the channel and you as the face of the channel are especially known for, almost to the point where you can tell when somebody watches our podcast and we're playing with them, it seems like they're on their extra special behavior. You know?
That is definitely true. That is definitely true. I think we are 84, to be honest, dude. Let me look real quick. 10 Commandments was 81. I think you said 83.
82 was the Goal podcast, no?
Yeah, so I think you might be right. Nah, Herdigan was 80. Herdigan was 82. Goals were 83. So we're on 84, just to let you know. But here's the deal. 10 Commandments we talked about on episode 81. We kind of broke down the golf etiquette thing. And like you were saying, like people do, they're like, oh, well, what should I do here? And I'm like, listen, dude, it's not like that. It's really kind of like the people who, you know, the afternoon golfers who we've seen and things like that are just leaving a bad taste on the course. I don't know. I don't really know how to word that, but like they're the ones who, I think it's more the people who don't do it on purpose. They don't know they're doing something wrong.
So, I think you're right. I think we'd put and again, this was prompted by an email that was sent to our membership, about, play on the course and etiquette. And you and I we know most of the members. We know most of the quality golfers in our area. And with very few exceptions, the members are, pretty well self-policing. I think you're right. It comes down to one of two categories. Either the ignorant, and again, not ignorant in a bad way. It's just they don't know. They don't know they're making a mistake. So nobody's taught them. And then there's the criminals, the ones that are doing it on purpose, knowing it's incorrect.
So I would call them the ignorant, and I would call the others uneducated.
Uneducated?
Yeah.
So the ignorant, though, I would hope, I would think, I would pray that it's probably less than 10%, that the vast majority of people we're talking to, you're going to hear us bring up something and you're going to go, oh no, I do that, or I've done that. And it might be the first time you're hearing it, or you might not know what a big deal it is. So that's what this series is going to clear up.
And here's the thing, and let's preempt this too. It's like one time's not a problem with most of this stuff, right? The problem is if a course has 250 players a day, and half of them don't replace their divot or something like that, it turns into a big deal. You might not think, oh, it's just one ball mark, but 250 ball marks on 18 greens is, it is a big deal. So that's what we're going to get into.
I remember being in 5th grade, and my 5th grade English teacher, Mrs. Rose, was like maybe ahead of her time environmentalist. This is like the mid-'80s. I just remember her saying, just imagine
1880s.
The 1880s. Just imagine every person in the world threw a piece of paper on the ground every day, and that always stuck with me. Like, yeah, you're right. I might throw my gum wrapper on the ground, and not think it's a big deal. But if everybody did it, it is a big deal, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing on the golf course. If one person didn't do it one time, it really isn't that big of a deal. But if everybody did it all the time, it would be devastating. There's
And not
still,
for nothing,
though,
dude.
just too big of a population.
And we will dive into this, but not for nothing. Maintaining a golf course from a golf course perspective, like a business standpoint, is expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
It's hard,
So-
and it's labor intensive. So
Yeah.
there's things that we can do to be good stewards of the course. So, commandment number 1.
Commandment number 1: Thou shalt be courteous to thy playing partners.
Thou shalt be courteous to thy playing partners. So,
Let's just also state this. None of these are like more important than the others. They're all equal, just like the regular
Yeah.
commandments, Mr. Lowry, Sir Lowry. They're all
There you
equal. We're just gonna count them down from the start of how we just came up with them. All right. So thou
How we put
shalt
them
be
together.
courteous to thy playing partners.
So just by definition, who's your playing partner? It's your buddy in the group in your weekend foursome. It's your wife or your kid, or that buddy from work that you're teaching. It could be your playing partner in a scramble, your team, or it could be your opponents. But it's literally the people that you're out there with. Not only with in your group, but if you're playing in a tournament, how you act and behave can affect the entire tournament, can affect the entire field.
Yeah. And, again, we can dive into really deep, and that's what these podcasts are going to be about. So, just to start, we're talking about the people in your group, right? The people that you're meeting for that tee time. So, what are we talking about? Showing up on time, getting there early, right? I know that's tough for you sometimes, but getting there, early to warm up, trying to get situated, everything like that, checking in the pro shop, letting them know, hey, all of our guys are here, because some courses, especially when we're down south, they got a full tee sheet, and if you're a foursome and you're only showing up with 3, they want to add a guy into that group. That's a slot for them. That's $250 that they're missing out on. So showing up on time and letting the course know that all 4 of you guys are here, being courteous to the people that you're with, to be like, hey, all right, cool, we got our 4 here. Now we got our tea time situated.
Yeah, I would say showing up on time to a tee time is the equivalent of showing up on time to an international flight. There's no going back. There's no being 2 minutes late. You're better off 2 hours early than 2 minutes late. But there's varying degrees of that. You're kind of famous for, we have a 9 o'clock tee time, and you're there before daybreak. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm there at least 1 hour before my tee time.
So I typically leave the house 1 hour before my tee time if I have a 20-minute drive, which is typical. So that gives me 40 minutes. I figure 10 minutes to get my stuff together, 15 to 20 minutes of chipping and putting, 10 minutes of BSing. That usually is comfortable. But for you maniacs out there, when I'm standing on the tee box 1 minute to our tee time and I see your car enter the parking lot, or not even the parking lot, I see it drive up the road between 17 and 18, and one guy already teed off and you're in the parking lot putting your shoes on. I go, what kind of stress are you bringing into your life, by the way? And usually, Mike, to your point, they're not stressed. It's me. It's you.
Yeah.
We're losing our mind. We don't have our foursome. Our game isn't set up. The starter's mad at us. They want to put that wonky single with us. Again, it's crazy, man.
And that person always walks up with they're all disheveled. And they're like, "Oh, you got a tea? Can I get a tea?" And then they strike it down the fairway.
And then they beat you, and then they par the first hole. They roll out of the car. And they par the first hole with a strike.
that's obviously step 1, right? Like getting there on time, getting everything situated, kind of being prepared. But then you have all the other stuff, and that's what we really need to talk about, because it comes down to I don't know, I don't know if there's a better way of word than etiquette, but
courtesy.
Manners.
It's being conscientious. So why don't we just bring everybody right from the tee right to the green? What's supposed to happen? What some of the nuances are? Like you're on the first tee. How do you determine hitting order?
Flip a tee, right? So if it's me and you versus the governor and his partner, we're standing on this side, they're standing on that side, we flip a tee, right? And whatever way it points, that team hits first.
Right.
But I mean,
but also in the world of ready golf, and I think this is why it's such a gentlemanly sport, is we all understand that we want to get around the course efficiently, if
that's
not
another
exponentially.
commandment. That's another commandment.
Right. But while you part of being courteous is going like, hey, I see you're still getting your glove on and you're only halfway through your power bar. Do you want me to go? You want me to go ahead of you?
Yeah. And we'll talk about that, obviously. But I'm talking about courteous to your playing partner, right? Like, no talking in the backswing. Honestly, no talking once they've addressed the ball. Once they've addressed the ball. Now, you're getting up to the ball. You take your 2 practice swings. And I do my little pre-shot, like, flex thing. By the time I unflex that pre-shot thing, no talking, right? Like that would be ideal, right? Like, now I understand there's stuff going on over there and stuff like that. No talking in the once you address the ball. That goes for no grabbing clubs out of your bag while I'm in my backswing. No unzipping the glove in my backswing. No jingling, no jingling the tees in your pocket in my backswing. That kind of goes for no noise that wasn't already there when I was taking my practice swings.
Right. And it's funny because, I like to think that I'm so mentally tough that something like that wouldn't bother me. You were away for the holiday weekend, so I played a lot of golf with a lot of different people. And we had one guy on Friday that he just wouldn't shut up. And like I said, it was almost to the point where he was like the music, that somebody's playing. So when he did shut up in the middle of your swing, that was more distracting after a while. But it was inconsistent. It was noisy. It was no fun.
So I said that to you last week when we played, and I was like, if you start a sentence in my backswing, I'll be more bothered than if you were just talking the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, don't change what you're doing. Like, if you're talking, just keep talking. Whatever. I like to think that I'm mentally tough too, but there's sometimes when it's just like that.
It does
like,
bother you.
Top of your backswing, start of the downswing, and it's like, hey brother, how you doing, man? And I'm like,
Yeah. So again, just like I said, be conscientious. I was working with Mrs. Paddock the other day. She was very curious about places to stand. Because the ladies take a lot of liberty with each other. But then there's a handful of good players that are like, hey, you're in my sight line. And by the way, have you noticed lately that a lot of people have been kind of walking up on the tee boxes like within seconds of you being done swinging, like? Not for nothing, like almost putting themselves in a little danger if you decided to take like an after
not to me, to you because you stand there because you take too long, so they're just trying to make up that time. But that's all.
I'm just saying they get in the wrong spots.
Yeah. Back to what you were saying about where to stand. We have a shorts video on like where to be standing when somebody is teeing off. Ideally, if I'm a right-handed hitter, you should be outside the tee markers on my front side, either even with me or behind me a little bit, right?
Yeah.
If I got a hat on, I shouldn't be able to see you. It's that simple. Now, some holes, so like number 6, the cart path's behind you, and that's fine too. Just be directly behind me. Don't be like kind of dilly-dallying over here in my peripherals or anything like that. I will say that doesn't bother me. I mean, unless you're doing jumping jacks and moving around, but if you're standing over here in my peripheral, but you're standing still, I'm totally fine with that too. Just don't be directly behind me, and don't move, right? Like, we've had that conversation where you, your boss from when you were younger, you played with him like last year, and he was like, some guy was like kind of dancing around, and he was like, dude, just stay still. I don't care where you stand, just stay still, and that's fine too, you know.
Yep.
Because sometimes you get stuck.
It was so funny because he covered up like he was a soccer goalie. He did he got like real nervous. He's like, oh,
be invisible.
Very funny.
I'm invisible. He can't see me.
If I turned sideways,
and sometimes that happens, right? Like, you're walking around, like reading a green or something like that, and you might get stuck. Like, you thought you had time before he addressed the ball, and now you're like, oh, then just stay still. And don't move around. Yeah.
Let's talk about it real quick for a second, only because I thought about it, and I gave Big Bird Brandon Kraft a hard time about golf cart etiquette, about being partners in the golf cart together. So tee boxes, whose ball do you go to first? Where do you park? When you're in the fairway. What's your take on golf carts?
Is that going to be under this? Yeah, I guess it's your playing partner, so it should kind of go under this. So,
be cool with your playing partner.
So here's the deal. This is a good question, actually, because I've rode with people who are just selfish little bastards. I think it's somebody right here, this guy. So. No,
I do want to know where my ball is as soon as possible.
But you hit the freaking fairway. 75% of the time, you hit the fairway. We know where your ball is. We don't have to drive to that one first, okay? Mine's over here. I just want to
see my angle into the pin.
I mean, I know mine's 30 yards past yours, but it's over here, so we need to go find that. So let's go just swing up there. Okay, it's behind this tree, found it. We'll swing back over to yours, right? So there is that. Even if yours is past mine, yours is in the fairway, we got to go find mine, right? Whatever it is, go find the one that you don't know where it is. If you know where they both are, and they're like, I'm right side of the fairway, you're left side of the fairway, park in the middle. What else is there? There's like parking on the certain side of the ball, right?
That I didn't know. Some people have a preference.
Some people. Well, you're supposed to park on opposite side of where the person is going to be hitting from, right? If it's a righty, you're going to park. If it's a right-handed player, he's going to be on the left side of the ball, so you should park on the right side of the ball. And like a few yards away. Let me ask you a question,
because Mrs. Paddock and I, we played at 6:15 in the morning on Sunday to get a quick round in before it got too hot. Again, you were out of town. And what I was trying to be as expedient as possible, and we were taking a cart, which I rarely do. And when I take a cart, I never get to drive, because if I'm with you or the commissioner, so many of these other guys, they just want to be in charge of the cart, and I'm perfectly fine being the passenger princess.
Well, it's 'cause you're
but being in charge of the cart, her clubs are on the right side of the cart, so so every time that she was in the cart, I was pulling up to the left side of her ball, maybe 6 or 7 feet away, so she could get out, get her yardage, grab her club, and it's on that side of the cart. When I pulled up to my side, because my clubs are on the left, I was pulling up to the right side of the ball, and only like 3 or 4 feet away, because I'm right-handed. Am I doing it right?
So, I will be honest. It's kind of a preference thing, right? Like, it doesn't bother me. I mean, if the cart's up my ass while I'm hitting, I'm gonna be like, dude, just spin that around, or like spin it around like further away.
My backswing.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It personally doesn't bother me. Like, honestly, you can just drop me off and then go up to your ball. I don't really care. Ask on the first tee, like when you're driving up to Miss Paddock's ball, just be like, hey, what side do you want me on? Do you care? Right? Like, I did that when we were in Florida. Every person that I rode with, I was like, hey, what side do you care what side? And most people don't even really think about it. Like, honestly, they don't think about it. Some do. Some players do, and they'll tell you. They'll be like, yo, swing on this side or swing on that side. But I like what you said makes sense. Like logically, you're just be like, oh, that's easier for you. But some people just don't want a cart behind them while they're swinging. You never know what you're doing back there.
So the other thing about the cart too is there are times, like especially around the green, especially if the shots are getting a little wonky, where it makes sense for you to be like, hey, I'm 70 yards away. I got a tricky shot over the bunker. Let me grab my wedge, my putter, and an extra ball, and I'll see up by the green. You know, let's stop with this.
If it's me that has that shot and you're the passenger, you can still take that cart and drive it around. It's not like you're not driving for the whole day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So, be efficient with the cart and don't be afraid to walk, and and suggest that your partner get out and walk.
I think,
hey, why don't you go?
I kind of want to talk about that, but we also got the number 4 commandment that thou shalt play fast. So there comes down to the efficiency of that stuff, but it kind of blends together.
Like I said, I'll tell you what. Another thing too, when you're in the cart, is reminding your partner to take the rangefinder. Don't forget their keys. Be cool like that, because I'll tell you, I forget my stuff all the time when I'm in a cart. Right? I'll leave a head cover. I'll leave something. I'll get busy if we're in a tournament with the scorecard or something like that. Try and be the one to be like, hey, we just hit our last shot on our 18th hole. Why don't you throw your rangefinder in the bag? Hey, don't forget your head covers.
Well, that's
did you want any of this stuff in here?
That's like being nice with your playing partner. I think the etiquette thing also is like kind of like, don't be messing with people. Don't be messing up their game, right? So we're talking about not walking in people's lines, right? Like that's another thing.
So let's get up towards the green, right? So here's one for you. We have four people in the foursome. It's number 8 at Wiltwick, right? One person is in the bunker on the left. Another person short right, but not in the bunker. The other 2 people are on the green, right? The person that's short right is real short. They're like 20 yards short. The guy in the bunker is right up against it. Do you let the guy in the bunker go first because he's
whoever's ready,
knee deep into the sand?
Whoever's ready. Whoever's ready can go. And this whole thing, this is another thing, and Miss Paddock, I hope you're listening, this whole thing where, like, you're looking at them and you're kind of taking practice swings, and they're looking at you and they're taking practice swings, and they're like, you, me, you. Dude, just go. Just somebody go. Because the other 2 guys that are on the green are freaking waiting, like, get on the green. Miss Paddock is way too courteous sometimes, where she's like... 1 foot further away or 1 foot closer, and she's just standing there. I'm like, dude, like Jamie could have chipped, marked her ball, and probably putted by the time you hit out of the bunker over there.
Yep. Because I'll tell you, a lot of times I do defer to the person in the bunker, only because I know they're going through some stuff. The other thing
I would say whoever's ready. And honestly, if I'm short, I'll be like, yo, Adam, I'm like, take your time over there. I'm gonna go. Take your time, right? I want, if you need more time. Now
the other
let's
thing
talk
is
about
being a. Oh, I was just gonna say about being a bunker buddy. You got a person that sculls one over the green, right? I mean, again, you're already mad that you're blowing up this hole. You're already slowing down everything. You got to walk 40 yards to the other side. If I'm standing next to him, I try and take care of the trap for him, right? I don't need him to, like, hey, why don't you go get your ball? I'll rake it out. I'll slow down.
I mean, even if he blasts it out and he's on the green, but he's next to putt also. So now he needs to rake the bunker, bang off his cleats, go onto the green, mark his ball, read the putt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you just rake the bunker for him, it's just saving so much time because So a bunker buddy. Did you just make that up, or is that a thing?
No, I want to be a bunker buddy.
It needs to be a thing now. We're making that a thing. Yep. Bunker buddy. Make bunker buddies great again.
All right,
Let's normalize bunker buddies because, like you said, it's just speeding up, and the guy's mad, and he's in the bunker. He just,
he misses half his footprints because he's hustling. Yeah.
now we're talking about being on the green, right? So everybody's on the green. Let's just say somebody's on all four sides of the green, of the pin.
Yeah.
You mark your ball. You're reading your putt. You hit it 4 feet by, and now you have to go around. So here's what you do, right? So you got this guy, he's this far away. You got this guy who's this far away. This is the pin in the middle. You're over here. To get over to that ball, you need to go around that guy. You're not cutting across. You don't want to step on his line, right?
Yep.
But now you're back on this side, and you got a guy over here. You can't step on his line. Do not step on his line. You look at him. You go, hey, you want me to mark that? I'm going to mark that. Is it in your line? Is it not in your line? Do you want me to move it one way or another? And we're going to do a short on that. We're going to do a Tuesday tip on how to mark your ball and move it if you're in somebody's line.
Yeah.
And if you're standing on his line, you have to figure out a way to be courteous about not putting spike marks into the green that his ball is about to roll over.
And again, we talk about it being common courtesy, and there's been different studies that have been done about the impact of sneakers versus soft spikes versus spikeless shoes. The bottom line, though, it's just bad form. Whether you think the greens are rock hard and you're only wearing a pair of Nikes, it doesn't matter. Like I said, it's just being rude. It's like cutting off somebody cutting in front of somebody at line in a convenience store. They're walking up and you jump in front of them. You're like, what a jerk. You know, it's the same thing. You stomp on somebody's line. Marking the ball correctly, I think, is a big thing. Letting people know that you're happy to move your mark for them. Even if it's not, like you might look at it and go, they're probably fine. Offer, hey, can I move that mark for you? Oh, by the way, have you seen these? I've seen it too many times now, where people are moving their ball mark a full putter length instead of a putter head length. Have you seen this?
Not a thing. Should not be a thing. It's a putter head length.
I was in a amateur tournament, and a dude moved it an entire putter length instead of like a head or two heads. He was just I'll get the.
Technically, you have to put that ball back exactly where it was. So the further you move it, the more probability you're going to put that in a wrong spot.
Right.
Unless you have like some sort of, GPS or something. Like, a lot of people, and we'll do a short on it, but you kind of pick something in the distance and you line it up with that, and then you move it like the width. I mean, if you have to move it a full club length, then you're basically telling that guy he sucks at putting or sucks at reading putts.
So here's the other thing, and you did a nice short about what when you get on the golf course, what you should have in your pocket. But you and I like big ball markers. I like a big coin, like a manhole cover. We sell the Just the Tips turtles. By the way, a portion of the proceeds go to the Turtle Man for sea turtle research. But you should also have a flat mark, right? And not just a quarter or a dime, but an actual plastic flat mark that you can stick in the ground. That's basically, if you ran over top of it, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I will say you should have one. It is not 100% a necessity, but you should definitely have something equivalent to a coin, like a penny or a dime, or I think even a quarter might be pushing it too much.
Too big.
But if you had like a penny,
small and flat,
or a ball marked coin, put it down, right? You like the poker chip, or you got the Todd Hill Farm one. I have the turtle. I have the turtle. But if I'm even putting in the same direction as somebody else and I'm in front of them, I'm not putting that turtle down. I put the coin down, and I still ask to move it because you can move it.
Yeah, long putt. If I'm on the opposite side of the hole, they got a 30-footer, I got a 4-footer, and I'm on the opposite side of the hole, I won't mark it with something big. No. Like I said, if they blew that putt by and they hit my turtle or it jumped off of my manhole cover size coin, you'd feel bad. So
I mean, unless you slowed it down for them, it's a turtle and stops.
Actually, if I'm 4 feet behind, exactly.
But the flat one, you still ask to move, right? Like it's in the ground, it's flat, even with the surface of the green. You say, hey, you want me to move that? Because even visually, it could be messing with you. Especially it's like right in the line that you were going to go on, and now it's there, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I'll just go outside of it, and then they miss on the high side, and you're like, oh man, So all these things you got to be courteous.
Now, who pulls the pin? First off, how do you
Not
determine
you.
if a pin's going to be pulled?
Go freaking pull the pin. You should be pulling a pin when everybody is in some sort. Once everybody's on the green, you can ask, right? Even if I have a 50-foot putt. Hey, Mike, in or out, right? And everybody else has 25-footers or less. Mike, in or out? I'll leave it in.
Yeah.
Then I putt and I roll it to 10 feet. Then you walk back up, right? And I would say, I don't know if there's a real rule of like, all right, the man who's closest should be pulling the pin. There's no real rule at that. Whoever's there and it's not slowing your golf down, I mean, you need to read a putt and stand over it for 40 seconds, so maybe that's why you don't pull pins. But whoever's there, and just once I roll that putt up to 10 feet, go back up and be like, hey, everybody good? Pull it out, move it over to the side. Person who puts it in.
Don't drop the flag stick on the ground, making a lot of noise. Don't drag the end of it across the green.
I hate seeing that.
If you're going to hold on to the flag, hold the flag.
Hold the flag.
Hold on to the flag.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's not flapping around in the breeze. You can hear it snapping, in the back, in your backswing.
So I will say this: person who should pull the pin if somebody's already in the hole or out of the hole. You, instead of you dilly-dallying over on the side, fucking all pissed off because you just made a quadruple and you're in your pocket, go grab the flag. Be useful. If you chipped in, if you didn't have to putt, I don't care. I don't care you're writing a circle on your card. Go grab the flag so the rest of us can finish the hole. You do that a lot. I'm going to yell at you. I'm going to call it out. I'm going to, thou shalt pull the pin every time you do that.
A sub-commandment.
Lightning bolt up your ass.
So anything else while we're on the course? Because there's a couple of things like once we're done that are probably worth mentioning.
We didn't really touch on it a lot, but like walking up ahead of people. If I'm right side of the fairway and you're like left rough, I'm just thinking like on 3. Like if I'm right side of the fairway 150 and you're left rough 130 going in, I don't care. But if you're right rough and I'm right center of the fairway, don't walk up there. Right? I don't want to think that I might hit you. Same thing with like on the green. Like don't go up to the green when I have like a 75-yard pitch. Or if you do, pay attention. Pay attention.
Yep. And again, if you just, hit one over the green or hit it extreme right or extreme left, and you want to kind of hustle up there and start looking for it, get off to the extreme sides if you're going to be up in front of somebody. But to walk straight up the middle of the fairway to the green while the person behind you hitting doesn't make any sense.
Or just be like, hey guys, I'm gonna go peek on that because I don't know. I think I might have trickled into the water. I gotta go find that before that other group. Like if I yank one into another fairway, I'm gonna drive over there real quick before the other foursome thinks that's their ball and plays it. I'll just be like, hey guys, I'm just gonna hustle over there real quick.
Another on the course thing, helping people look for their balls. We should do a short on this. So 2 things that bother me. One is when people don't help. Now, again, I get it. I hook the crap out of it. You slice the crap out of it. We're 150 yards away from each other. But you found your ball and hit it immediately. I'm still over there looking. Are you going to walk the 150 yards across the fairway to help me find my ball?
Well, at least give hey, did you find it? You find it? You got it? I think it was kind of up by that tree, and maybe start walking over there and you know, if I found my ball and hit it already, your clock has been ticking. Like, you've probably almost given up on it. Like, if I start walking over there, like, for me, if you do this to me, I'd be like, dude, don't even worry about it. Like, I'll just take a drop. Like, if I've been already looking for 5 minutes. But if I'm like, dude, I saw that thing bounce, it's got to be over here somewhere. Like, come over. If you see me struggling and I swear to you that I saw it in, come over and help find it.
So here's the one that bothers me almost as much as people not helping, is people walking right next to you. So when you're looking for a ball, it should be like a manhunt. If you got 4 people, it's 4 people that are 10 to 15 feet apart, working and going a little bit farther than you think the ball would have been, a little bit farther back, expanding the search wider. You end up with a guy who's telling you a story.
I do that all the time. You two are like, you and somebody else are up there looking for one. I'm like, why would I go up there? I'm just going to go back here where they didn't look yet on this line.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
and a lot of people love to think that they hit the ball 30 yards further than they did also. So I'm always the guy kind of like looking back.
Yeah. And maybe you caught a branch and you didn't. You're just way back here.
Yeah. You definitely didn't hit that cart path and go 40 yards ahead.
Yeah. So, but again, be a good helper when finding the ball. You get over there as quick as you can. And I know, especially when you're walking, it can be a pain in the butt when you're walking back and forth. You're already walking, but there's nothing more frustrating as a golfer than not being able to locate your ball and not having anybody help you find it. So.
Yeah, it does get a little frustrating because you're already mad because you hit one over there, and then you're like, dude, now I got to either take a drop or I'm behind everybody else who's in the fairway and they're already hitting they're walking up to the green and now I'm behind. It just makes for like an uncomfortable situation, and now you're playing hustle for the next 200 yards.
So only 2 other things that I got, and they're really post-round things. Anything else on the course?
I mean, I'm sure we're missing some, but and hopefully people comment down below what we're missing. But in all honesty, guys, like, just be cool enough where people are going to want to play with you again. Like, hey, we should do this again anytime. You know what I mean? Like, that's your main goal, is to just not be golf douchebag. I'll say it, man. I'm going to say it. Don't be golf douchebag.
Yeah. So here's the last thing I got, right? If you're playing for money, and I hope you are, like I said, Harvey Penick, said many years ago, you just can't play for nothing. You just can't play for pride. Even if it's 25 cents or a Gatorade, you should be playing for something. He encouraged young kids to play for something because it puts the proper amount of pressure on you. But pay your debt and pay it quick. You're out there playing, and you might be mad that you lost. You might don't be absent-minded. Don't ever make somebody track you down to pay a debt. One of my biggest fears is that somewhere along the line I forgot to pay somebody. I lose plenty of money out there with the way I play sometimes. And you either don't pay it or pay the incorrect. And don't be ashamed if there was a famous Lee Trevino quote where he said, real pressure is playing for $10 when you only have $5 in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
Again, somebody comes out and I don't know the game, and I didn't know that the point system then in 9 point can get out of control, and all of a sudden I owe $75, and I'm like, oh my God, I only got a $20 bill on me. Arrange to pay that debt, whether it's Venmo or you're gonna mail a check or something.
Yeah,
pay the debt, dude. Yeah. And here's the other thing too, guys. This is meant to be friendly. Unless you're a professional gambler out there, when you beat somebody bad, and I've been on both ends of it. I've beaten people where they've just had a bad day and couldn't get out of their own way. And I've had days where I played good, but I ran into somebody having a career day and I get beat bad. Either way, the goal shouldn't be, I maxed out the amount of money I can take from this guy. Take the money and then go buy him a beer. Take the money and go buy him a sandwich, right? But don't I don't know. Like I said, if we play some of these young kids that are up and coming, and if I lose full out to them, like say we're playing a 5-5-10 and I lose 20, good for you guys. You need gas money, right? But if I'm playing, some of these guys that own their own corporations, right? And they, I had a day where I just couldn't get it together and I got absolutely devastated. It always eases the pain a little bit when they go, "Hey, let me get you a beer."
Yeah.
When that person grabs that $20 and runs to the parking lot like they won the U.S. Open, that doesn't feel any better.
Well, like I said, be the guy, be the player, and it doesn't have to just be the guy. Be the person that somebody wants to play golf with you again, right? Like there's plenty of people that I've played with in the last 2 years where I'm like, dude, anytime, man. Like anytime you're out here and you see me on the range or on the first tee by myself putting green, dude, you want to play? Yeah, absolutely. There's, I would say, 99% of them. Other than that, dude, like if you're golf douchebag, if you're, the anger thing out there, I don't like that. I mean, we all get angry. Golf is very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't care if you throw a club. I don't care if you slam a club. Don't do anything stupid to the course. Don't let it carry on for like more than a hole, right? Like you were playing in this tournament one time, and this person like let something carry on for the last 3 holes, and just it gets a little annoying for the group. It gets things uncomfortable. Shake hands when you're done. Take the hat off, shake hands. Just be cool.
Just to reiterate that, though, I mean, I've been on both ends of that before, where I've been the person just having maybe I was having a bad day before I got there. The golf didn't make it any better, and I'm really struggling to keep myself together. And especially if you're around like good friends where you can take advantage of that relationship a little bit. But just in the back of your head, remind yourself that, whether you're out there for a quick 9 or big 18 holes, you're wrecking the other people's day. Like I said, I'm the king of yelling at obscenity and losing my mind for 10 seconds and then getting it back together and trying to be the best playing partner I can possibly be and celebrating your success and congratulating that great putt, right? But when you're,
I don't know, the GoPro of Stonehouse probably says a little bit otherwise, but
that's what I'm thinking in my head. That's not what I normally say out loud. But like I said, sometimes it is very difficult to watch people have a nuclear meltdown for extended periods of time. We play with guys who are scratch golfers, and I've seen them break clubs, throw clubs, yell at themselves. But the minute it happens, it's almost immediately over. Right?
Yeah,
like that's and it doesn't carry on, and they might just go right back to having that conversation with you.
Yeah. And or like break the club or throw the club, pick it up, and be like, sorry about that, guys. I mean, you don't have to say sorry, but that lets the rest of the group know, like, all right, that's over, right? Like it ended. It's not going to keep going. Let's go have the rest of our day. Let's go have a good day.
We play with a guy who frequently says if he's having a bad day, he's like, I'm going to break something, and I've only seen him do it once, but he gets to the point where like that's his verbal cue that, hey, listen, guys, if I do throw a club or I do break one, like I said, it's mounting right now.
I warned you. I told you I was going to do that.
Exactly, but it's almost appreciated because he's not being a bad guy about it. It's just, again,
and listen, we all know how frustrating the game is. It's just don't make things uncomfortable for the whole group. That's all. I mean, and even still, dude. I mean, like I get it, but when we shake hands on 18, we should all be walking away like, let's go, sit down.
Yeah.
Have a beer, go over these scores, and let's do it again.
Yeah. Yep. I could go on and on and on about the micro things, but But long story short, I hope everybody got a feel of what we're trying to convey in Commandment number 1. That, just be a great playing partner. Do more than's expected of you. If everybody did that, it'd be a great playing experience. Take great care of the course. Take great care of the people around you. Just remember we're out there to have fun, and how you act and behave and treat others can either enhance or diminish that that experience. So, like I said, I feel like Bill and Ted, thou shall be cool, dude.
Yeah. Righteous. All right, dude. That is Commandment 1. It's not even 1. It's just it's one of the commandments.
It happened to be the first one we did. That's the only reason it doesn't hold more weight than the others. It just
they're
happens
all
to be the
super important. They are all equally important. All right.
Hey, thank the sponsors real quick, especially our relationships with the Strands courses, Stonehouse, Royal New Kent, Tobacco Road, Todd Hill Farms, Caledonia, True Blue, the Steve Dressler Golf School. Shout out to our buddy Puddles at the Ocean Course. Thank you to all the followers.
Buy your shirt.
The unranked. Buy your shirt. Golfleague.com. Saturday Skins. Scroll down. Pick up the new Hawk edition. Expect a new vacation drop, I would think. Should be a vacation drop. Vacation's coming up here quick. I got a big tournament tomorrow, a scratch team tournament at the last ever Robert Trent Jones course called Angel Brook. It's the last one he ever designed, so excited about that. We got a busy weekend, and like I said, we got announcements coming soon. So.
Don't forget, we got Sundog JTT 15 at checkout, Base Cigars JTT 15 for 15% off, and Kennet Custom Wedgwoods. All right, use code JustTheTips for a discount and free shipping. So, listen, big shout out to all of our sponsors. These guys are really cool. We got some good stuff coming out. If you guys haven't been paying attention for long, we are putting out content of Stonehouse, all full 18-hole match. So make sure you follow along on that. All right.
It's fun because it's daily, and you check in on the update. Again, it's been going on for 12 days now. It's the 12 days of Stonehouse, but a few more to go. I promise an epic finish to this match that Mike got off to such a strong start on. So again, looking forward to the balance of that content. So anyway, stay tuned for episode number 2. Of the 10 Commandments of Golf. What's number 2?
Thou shall not steal.
Thou shall not steal.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I'm Adam.
I'm Mike. Just the tips.
Just the tips. Those are the golf angels looking down upon us for us doing the golf god's work.
Just the tips.